Congratulations! If you've made it here, we are halfway through 2024. We're going to take a pause and look back on the last 6 months and see what even happened. We're going to reflect on that. We're going to get guidance as well, and advice and messages from your spiritual team, as well as at the very end, I'm going to pull a card that will be a sneak peek for the second half of your year. So whenever you are watching is relevant to the time, the year that you were in as you were watching is what the messages apply for. So stay tuned for that next video so that you can take a look at your next half of 2024. So there are 3 piles to choose from today, starting with pile number 1. Your crystal is the mushroom, and your tarot card is the 10 of Cups. Pile number 2, your crystal is the cat. Your card is the 10 of Wands. Pile number 3, your crystal is the koala, and your tarot card is the King of Swords. Okay, so take some time to choose your pile or piles. Head to the description to find the timestamp that will take you directly to the messages, and I will see you there. Okay, pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the mushroom crystal and the 10 of Cups, then you're in the right place for your messages looking back on the year of 2024 so far, as we are approaching the midway point, approaching the summer solstice, all arriving so quickly. We'll start with the energy check for what has been happening. Hunter with aggressor, tracker, and provider. So these cards are going to provide an energy check for how you are feeling now after going through whatever happened in these past 6 months. So far, the Hunter. Another card from this deck, we do have her last day in the light. Unexpected endings, surprise changes, and sudden shifts with the number 10 card. You did choose the 10 of Cups as well, and I noticed how pile 2, the card that they chose, was also a 10 card. So, Wheel of Fortune is number 10. Unexpected change, sudden shift. Could be something happening, something that you are looking for perhaps. Let's pull some more from a different deck. What else is going on with pile number 1 as they are halfway through their year? Root chakra. Anything else from this deck? And gates. Okay. Wow. Alright, I'm going to pull from the final deck here. Let's see what messages are in this oracle deck for pile 1, their year of 2024 so far. Gossip. And trickery. So we have a lot of green. We have the root chakra. Is the root chakra green? I feel like it is, but I will double check. No, I think the root chakra is red. But anyways, all this greenery, 10 of Cups, gossip, and trickery are giving me the same type of energy coming through. These cards feel very significant together. Gossip with the Hunter as well, and trickery. Again, I feel like I had mentioned you were looking for a way to find a new shift, or to find, like, I was noticing the split in this tree. It's like you are either creating this divide, opening a new portal, opening a new gateway, or you are like seeking it out and prying it open. And something here about like you have come to this energy of you're going to find what you would like, as if it's your last day. You're going to hunt down what it is you really desire. 10 of Cups is like ultimate desires, ultimate personal wish fulfillment. I see you going out and like going to get something as we're approaching halfway through the year. It could be like the time crunch that's kind of like coming up on you and feeling like time has been getting away from you with trickery. Like winter is approaching. You feel like in the blink of an eye it's going to be new seasons. The end of the year already. We're in summer if you're watching this at the current time of its upload. But yeah, something perhaps that happened in the winter as well that was kind of like a propelling point for you. Some point of gossip, being tricked, of seeing how a situation, like come the next changing season after something happened, someone is being like revealing themselves as the one who was gossiping in this time. If this is relevant for you, this is specific, but for 2024 so far, perhaps there was an energy of like you being taken advantage of in some way, and that becoming the person who did it, I think, is becoming known if they weren't known already. And it's like they're smiling, they think it's funny, but I think that finally perhaps other people are going to come around and see how it was so negative and how it affected you in a horrible way. And it really has put this drive behind you with the hunter, I think. Having to make sure that you don't lean into aggression with the way that it's almost like the duality of light and dark here with these two figures. Aggressor, needing to make sure that you weren't going to do too much or make too many rash decisions with this. As something happening in 2024. And a surprise change or shift could have been the unexpected ending of the person who had done you wrong or done you dirty getting caught, or yes, having to answer to what they did. That could be a message. But yes, so far like ambitious energy, wanting to go out and get what's yours, create it, like wedging your way into a space that you know you want and you know you belong. Yes. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot to expand on this. Can we get more information on what has happened in 2024 so far with pile 1? What is this energy of wanting to go pry open a new pathway to, and being inspired by some wrongdoing, perhaps for some of them? We have the Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to keep pulling. More information for pile 1's year so far, the first 6 months. 8 of Cups, movement happening, travel happening. Queen of Swords, and no longer take, these are like the same people. I see so much similarity in the way that they look. This is like that energy of strong boundaries, knowing the truth now. You have the power of knowing some truth with the situation, and you could choose to seek vengeance, or you could choose to go insert yourself, to leave, go insert yourself into the space that you want to be and that you want to belong in, and you will belong in. I'm really, the way that this system is like split up the middle, I'm thinking of you like prying yourself into this portal and entering into a whole new space. Interesting. And the gate as well is what's confirming that. But let's pull more. What else is going on with pile 1 in their year of 2024? Okay, we have the 4 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, getting ready to make a decision based on some hurt or some heartbreak perhaps. And the 5 of Wands, and the competition, this aspect of someone like being out for you, or someone doing something that did not serve you well at all. I don't know what this could be. It could be like involving work. It could be involving work or finances. Something went wrong or some hiccup there that you feel like someone was in place to make sure this didn't happen, and it did. Let's see. Anything else here in this section for pile 1? Yeah, the 7 of Pentacles, a financial situation. I see you counting your money and regrouping things after something had fumbled a bit. I don't know if you were with someone who kind of was like draining your money with the Knight of Cups coming through. That is the message I'm getting with the Knight of Cups showing up. The way he has the golden chalice, expecting it to be filled, the way he is a passenger princess right now. I see the flowers he's holding as a bargain of some sort, but like, I don't know, I just feel like for some of you, the trickery and gossip could be feeling like you were wronged in a relationship, and maybe for some reason you were painted to be the bad guy, but this is that moment where people are hearing your side of the story and seeing how you, the Five of Swords, how you were tricked. The Five of Swords is all about trickery and being, yes, competition too as well, like getting on top but at a cost. The Knight of Swords. I see you like jetting away from that situation. The Knight of Wands, you are leaving so quickly that is actually crazy. The Knight of Wands and Swords right next to each other. It's so obvious in this deck when we say that the Knight of Swords and Wands are known as the fastest moving cards in the tarot deck, because this is like you sprinting, driving away from this, leaving with the Eight of Cups. Let's see. Two of Pentacles. I would say you're like pausing for little adventures as well along the way with the Tower card coming through. Not taking it too seriously, not taking it as a moment where like your life came crashing down. You chose the card that represents so much harmony with others, the Ten of Cups. I think you are not one to like have let this get you down. With the initial energy of the Hunter, it's like you were not going to just be sad or feel defeated for too long. You were going to turn around, and yes, maybe your energy came from anger somewhat, but it was still a fire under your butt. And I think this is the moment where things came down to the truth. The Queen of Swords brought the truth down with the Tower. You were never worried about it because you know that truth comes through. For your year, 2024, are there any other things that we should know of? What else for pile one? The Ace of Cups, so new beginnings are promised and guaranteed that we'll be happy. And this is the Ace of Cups leading you all the way up to the Ten of Cups, which is your card. Here's two more cards I'm going to take off the top of the deck. We have the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so I see 7, 8, 9 all of a sudden. But your new strategy because of all of this, maybe you were distracting yourself with work sometimes. Likewise with the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. You were having a lot on your plate, or you were picking up a healthy hobby that you have really taken to a very good place. Is there something you have started doing this year, pile one, that you are now feeling pretty good at, pretty comfortable at doing? That you did have to learn along the way to not put too much pressure on it, to not use it as your only outlet for getting out the frustrations of things that have happened to you and getting out all that drive, knowing when to take a step back when it's going a little too far with your passionate hunter energy. Eight of Wands and the Four of Wands. So coming quickly with all three of these. Good times, celebrations with the Four of Wands, being good at something. There could be a major event coming up for you mid-summer here that is going to be a very happy moment for you. You could even be meeting someone here with the champagne they have matching this one. And the fact that we had mentioned that possibly some of you could be single regarding a situation of the person causing you harm in this year being a past significant other. So you could be meeting someone at an event coming up here mid-summer or late summer. Yeah, the 8 of Wands. Things are coming quickly, and honestly, the paper plane is reminding me of the month of August right now, like associating it with school starting. So I don't know, I feel like I'd mentioned late summer to early fall, so like getting toward August, September, you could have a significant event, or you could be celebrated for an achievement that you have made in whatever you are trying and whatever you are being good at in this time. Okay, so let's go ahead and move along. We're going to get we're going to pull a couple more oracle cards to represent, I want to know, because we're going to start looking a little bit toward your guidance and messages of encouragement for what you have gone through in 2024. So I'm going to use Oracle to get some keywords describing you in this time, you as you're approaching a transition. Okay, here's a lot. So we have drama, exaltation, authority, and empathy. So in this time, as you have completed half of the year of all drama to empathy about the situation, with clarity, with time, I think you could also be, if there is someone who hurt you, I think you could be opening up your ear to them in an empathetic way to hear them out, because you're kind of like, I'm going to hear you out because I can tell that this is coming from the guilt of the fact that people are discovering your wrongdoing, and I know what it feels like to feel guilty now, so the least I can do is be empathetic and listen to you, but not going much more than that, because you are the authority with this situation. You are the one in charge of your life. You can be empathetic, but also be strict and rigid with already knowing how you're going to proceed with the person or the situation, but regardless, allowing them to have their word and taking that into consideration as well as the authority figure, as the Queen of Cups you've showed up as. That is you with the truth, seeing the truth and hearing people out. Exaltation, moving toward happiness, moving toward that moment of just like opening up your arms to the sky and soaking in all the sun. Like, that is what that is like. And I think that could be how you feel entering an era of singleness for some of you, or a sudden shift to a different relationship dynamic generally, but a sudden shift to being single and finding a lot of enjoyment in that. This could be relevant for some of you guys, pile one, our relationship trouble pile, it seems like so far. Let's go ahead and look at, I'm actually going to take from a additional tarot deck, and I want to know if we can just get a little more confirmation about where you are at now after these transitions. Okay. Can we clarify what has come through so far? Is there anything else that we're missing? The Knight of Swords, you're leaving quickly. The Sun, and you're headed toward your exaltation, your greatness. You're leaving something quickly, confirmed. A sudden shift, a sudden change, definitely. You prying yourself into a new space. You opening up through that tree trunk and the light suddenly shining in so brightly, and then you're out and you're through and you're into the light. Like we even have the bike here, like the chariot. You are running to your destination and not turning back. The dog, I just noticed, like you are full sprinting to better. The Four of Cups moving over to the brightness and the light. The Page of Cups seeing things differently. Like, this card is so interesting to me because what is going on? And it's like this otherworldly idea of you enter into this new space and things feel just upside down. Things feel quirky. Things feel like there's magic in the air because things are so good with the sun, with this brightness that you have, that you are going to decide definitively to take and to indulge in. There are these 3 cards that fell out. I'm going to take them, and we have the Fool. You are leaping. You are suddenly shifting. This is a sudden shift, if anything. The Fool card would be the sudden shift. The Two of Cups, the harmony, the potential relationship and connection that we had mentioned. You may be meeting someone at a celebration coming up at the end of summer. And even if you aren't meeting someone, or if that isn't relevant to your relationship situation, this is just that hope of like when you get past the really painful bit of a relationship phasing out and you get to where you have that first thought of like, I think I could let someone else in at this point. And that is great progress and beautiful in itself. Okay, so 2024 so far for you, Pile 1, has been a little bit challenging. I feel like you have handled it with so much grace though, and you are choosing a better position for yourself to be in, and you are jumping in very bravely, and you are determined, and you are the hunter, and you're going to go get your happiness, your fulfillment, because the cards are definitely telling me that that is waiting for you. So let's go ahead and pull the card that is going to kind of act as like a glimpse into your energy of the second half of 2024, keeping in mind that I will be posting a full rest of 2024 predictions video next after this one. So I believe on Wednesday if you're watching it before then. But let's look at what we can expect for the rest of your year. We do have the Feather card, but think first before you judge. This card, I want to mention that it came out in a reading that I filmed earlier today. And it's all like these same collective energies of like individuality was so strong in those 3 messages that I filmed prior to this one today, completely different topic. So much collective energy of like individuality. And this card was one of the main cards in that message for one of the piles. And it was about non-judgment of the path of others and what your path looks like. And I'm getting the little skull back here, the death and rebirth, reminder of that this is major for you. 2024, I think there is a little surprise in store for a major literal elevation with what's happening on the card. Because you are so independent and strong for the time being, at least, that is a major like selling point for you, if we look at it that way, or otherwise just something that really is setting you apart. Feather. And I think you're feeling light as a feather because I can't help but think of the Sabrina Carpenter song. And yes, that is so fitting for this pile actually. If this is about someone doing you dirty in a relationship, you're feeling so much lighter like a feather in the second half of 2024. That is your little sneak peek. Please check out the next reading so you can get all of the details on the rest of your year. So finally, your last message will be guidance, advice, encouragement from your spirit guides. So here's the card that I had pre-pulled. We have freedom with spread your wings. Wow, you are truly, truly going to be flying free with all these birds, and the one that is escaping is you. This is your call. The rest of 2024 is going to be, you're going to find yourself in a new land, in a new world by the end of the year, Pile 1, whenever you're watching. Your freedom has never been like this before. And your freedom is also what is setting you free and making you lighter like a feather. Like, And the feather, birds of a feather flock together. I think you were finding someone with the two birds. But that's also not your first priority. Like, you're just, when you don't think about something is when it comes your way. So potentially single people in pile 1, there could be someone coming for you in the rest of 2024. Okay, wow. These messages were really nice today. I really enjoyed doing this reading for you guys, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed your messages. If you did, please subscribe to the channel as well as like and comment on the video. It is so helpful. The channel is small, it is growing, but it's quality. The people we do have here, I enjoy having so much. And come join us now so that you can say you're an OG whenever we pop off. So, again, please subscribe so you don't miss the next video and all the future readings. And pile 1, I hope you have an amazing day. I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your year, and I will see you in the next reading. Hey pile 2, if you chose the cat crystal and the 10 of Wands card, then you're in the right place for your messages about what has been going on in the year of 2024 or the first half of whatever year you're watching. Let's find that out, as well as get some guidance, advice from your spiritual team, and a sneak peek into your year, the rest of your 2024. I'm going to be uploading a full video about remainder of 2024 predictions next on Wednesday if you're watching this right when it came out, but look for that as well so that you can look at the second half of your year. This is our midway checkpoint. So let's pull some energy check cards for pile number 2. What has been going on in their year so far? How are they feeling right now as they are halfway through? So I have 2 cards. The Call of the Night with daring, adventure, and excitement. Rebellion with upstart, tumult, and revolution. Wow. Okay, let's pull from this deck. Energy that pile 2 is in at the end of the first half of 2024. So we have open heart, autumn, and the final deck to get the energy check before we get into reading what has come through so far. Pile 2, we have wisdom. I'm going to pull one more. The other messages for pile 2, where they're at. And confusion. Okay, so I was noticing a lot of similarities to pile 1 just based on these cards and the seasonal message of autumn coming through, and the shared fact that both of your cards you chose to bring you to the pile are the 10 cups in a different suit. So if you felt any calling to pile 1, I would recommend that now. I'll just get that out of the way before I get into your messages, specifically pile 2. So, energies of the Call of the Night and rebellion. Something has been brewing, a need for excitement. Perhaps that has taken a turn of, I think the urges to get this going are becoming stronger. The 10 of Wands. There's something you feel that you need to do that is drastic in order to improve your situation. So far in 2024, I feel like you are considering, confused about what is coming through as wisdoms and what is more spontaneity or impulsivity. Like you are in this state of maybe struggling a little bit to determine how can you get back on track? How can you're just really confused, I think, about the next move. I think you have a calling to do something exciting and drastic. Or you have a calling to like call someone out on something they did or start some type of movement you've been gearing up to do, but you're kind of confused about the signs of, I'm getting signs to make a change, but does that really mean to pick up and move across the country, or does that really mean to shave my head? Like, it's just something is a little confusing for you guys, pile 2, as you are halfway through the year. So let's pull some tarot right away. I want to get more information about what this is and aspects of the open heart and the autumn season. What is confusing to pile 2? The 10 of Cups. The 4 of Cups and the Queen of Swords. I think you are stuck between a few lifestyles. New message. I think what you were getting signs about is family relationships, with the fact that it's new message and it's the chalice, and it makes me think of all of these on the 10 of Cups. I think you could be getting tired of all these signs that you feel like are leading you to something that you don't necessarily have your eye on. Like, maybe the prize is the independence with the cup upside down, with not caring, like that type of energy of openness, individuality, singleness, strong will as an individual, I feel like is what you're drawn to. But either your ego or something is telling you that you should be wanting something different. Or it could be the fact that what you want and how you imagine it will show up for you is just not at all what is actually showing up. Like, when you see this sign on your computer of another chalice, I've seen 10 chalices today, you're like, you know it's a sign, you know it's for you, but you feel like that's not what you asked for. Like, you feel like there's a mix-up somewhere. And I think the confusion is about how exactly this is going to show up. Just because you want something, it does not mean that it is going to play out in the specific way that you have set in your mind. Some aspects in that are going to need to be sacrificed for it to play out in the best, like, most reasonable way as well. So it could be showing up also in just a very, like, mild way. What is this thing that you are, like, getting? This is the messages so far, is you getting a lot of signs, you getting callings to do stuff, and either you are wondering why it looks like that, if what you asked for was something specific, or you are wondering, to what degree are you asking me to do these things? When you ask me to go get a sense of adventure, what does that mean? Does that mean take a walk around the block? Does that mean go travel? Does it mean wait? I think it probably means wait. I saw 00 on the timer. I think it means wait until everything aligns for you to do things, and do the things that are supported and follow that. Because if things are supported for you, if you are provided with discounted flight, if you're provided with a place to stay, someone offers to take you in, like, those are your signs that if it's easy to do it, then I think in your case that would be the means to go ahead and answer the call. Emperor, strategic. If things feel like strategic as well, if you're noticing the patterns of, like, okay, I see how this happened, you're starting to piece together, you're like, I see how that happened, and I see how that other thing bounced off of it and how they were supported. It's like another strategy that you are using to determine when you're confused about the wisdoms coming through is to think about how this new thought or this new idea or this new thing coming to your life, try and trace back how it was supported to get to you in the first place, because you might get clarity on, well, I can put the pieces together and see how it had to jump through all these hoops to get to me right here in this moment, so that means I should follow it. Things you are learning and really trying to learn in this first half of the year, pile 2. The Tower card. Your whole, like, perception is coming down in this time, and for better. wow, the judgment, like seeing the light for the first time, seeing past all of the things that were distracting that you didn't know, seeing things in a neutral way, seeing what comes your way. And these are similar color, similar background, seeing everything. She's like a blind-eyed everything, and what falls in her hands is what she will take. She's not distracted by all the things floating around her. Having a blind eye about all of this in general is what you're being asked to do. Not have a preconceived idea of how exactly your manifestation or your wish or desire is going to show up. 10 of Swords. Okay, we have the 9 of Swords as well. Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Okay. Destructive energies happening with the 9 and the 10 of Swords. This is the epitome of the confusion I'm describing. The up late anxiety and that all reaching a point where it needs to end. Freedom, once it does end, and a wide open door with all new opportunities. And you might feel like abundance has instantly increased in your life. Maybe this is just because of your perception of having no label or no visual to the things that will come to you as being beneficial to you or as being a prize. So therefore it feels like they are increasing in frequency, and they very well could be, but essentially it does just also feel like it as well if they're really not increasing. But let's go ahead. This one wants to come out. The Justice. Balancing the scales, a major thing that needed to be corrected and adjusted in your life is currently in the works. Perhaps you did some deep digging in the winter time. You've done some work, I believe, to... You have this idea already, and I think that this could be the confirmation, confirming the thoughts you have had as being like well known and as being what you should do essentially, like these downloads you've received as well. You're also getting instant clarity because some confusing things you have thought about, I think, could have been already confirmed by some things that have come up in the messages right now. So let's go ahead and look at, this is what you were coming out of. I want to know what you are stepping into. So we're going to pull some Oracle followed by Tarot. Let's see, I have this one. Optimism. You're heading toward optimism. Beautiful. Let's see what else. For pile 2. Heading toward caution. As well as, let's do, I think one more. Yeah. Heading toward seduction. Okay. Heading toward greater attraction of what you like with the seduction. That is absolutely the message I'm getting from it. Caution. You're very optimistic, grateful, good at attracting in this time. You're moving into this energy. And the advice here is to be a little cautious at the beginning, because you might need to get clear on what you desire to attract, rather than every last thing that anyone in the world could possibly ever desire, trying to put your heart on that. Go with your first inner, true, deep callings initially, before you tack on top of that a million things. Okay, let's pull some tarot. Let's keep looking at where is pile 2 headed, where are they leaving and where are they going now? The Knight of Swords, you're going somewhere quickly. Pile 1 also had a lot of quick moving energy, talking about sprinting somewhere, sprinting to a new environment. The Four of Pentacles, you're heading to security as well. Holding more tightly onto your desires could also be the message of caution, because there is this element with attracting that I think you should be aware of if you're resonating with these messages, which are essentially telling you how to better align with what you want to attract. This message could be also the caution, which is telling you to not hold too tightly onto the things you want. If you love something, let it go, because if you're not keeping the energy of what you want to come back to moving, and you're too protective of it and holding too tightly onto it, then it's a negative energy surrounding it now because you're too attached. And so the message, what to do is to detach from what you want in order to get it. Be intentional for like 5 or 10 minutes a day. Journaling, reflecting on what you want, imagining what you want, but then all of the other time, practically run from it, like go in the opposite direction. Focus on other things, focus on what there is to do with your day that day, and let the things come to you when they will. And they will with the 8 of Pentacles. This is you focusing on other things, and I think that the way other things will come for you is because in the time that you are not distracted, you could be picking up new hobbies, new skills, new crafts, and starting the very beginnings of potential for manifesting more in those areas that you were just beginning. It's like a never-ending cycle of reaching the pinnacle of manifesting, having other things at varying degrees of being ready to be fully manifested, because you have multiple things that you have going for you, pile 2. Okay. Let's see what else. And we have the Call with the Hierophant, a very spiritual card. I love this card. Calling you upward is simply what it is asking. Calling you up, and also confirming the idea of studying, hobbies, things like that to spend your time with the Hierophant being like traditional learning, education, things like that. The death and rebirth. Choosing this pathway is a whole new adventure, and really check out pile 1 because it really elaborates on the pathway and why you are being called to it. And we also have the Devil just flipped over, an offering that feels too good to be true for some of you with the optimism. But it is just that, be optimistic about it and know that you are supported, even when things are in a transition phase. And this final card I'm going to pull out for you guys, we have the Page of Swords. Learning a lot in this time, I think, is where you are at as well. Halfway through the year, or is what you are going to be transitioning into the second half of the year. That is the energy you will be in, of self-study, learning, developing skills, and all of your manifestations happening, taking place while you are improving in those areas. So that is like ideal. That is great. That it's a healthy like distraction, if we want to call it that. So I love to see that for you guys, pile 2. Let's finish out your messages. I want to pull out the cards. Let me think if there's anything else, loose ends that we need to tie up before I do that. Yeah, so let me go ahead and reveal the cards I had shuffled out prior. So the first one is going to be like a glimpse into the second half of your year, in anticipation for the full reading that I will be doing next on my channel. So subscribe so you don't miss that one, hit the notification bell, all of those things, so you get all the details on the second half of your year in a few days here. But here is the little prediction message we will reveal now. Voyage with, you already have all the answers. You already have all the answers, and like I was saying, I think some of these messages are confirming some of that wisdom that you do have. So go with it, go with your gut. In the second half of 2024, you're actually making these moves. You have a solid plan in place. This is really nice to see, because the progress, if anything, feels natural, not too fast, not too slow. You're following your calling, and that is the perfect timing. Okay, wow. Your message and advice from your spiritual team. We have set intentions, plant the seed, and watch them grow. And I was speaking on how your advice could be to get more clear on what you want as well before, and make sure you're not just trying to manifest every last thing at once just because you could. Set your intention and really, really pour into what at your biggest like dream goal. Pour into that at this time. With start growing it now, and again with the message of things coming around in cycles, because of the varying rates that you start to plant a seed for something and watch it grow. There's always multiple things moving and growing, and so a revolving door of things coming to full fruition for you and being there for the taking constantly. This is another message asking you to begin another one of those projects and set forth that intention. Okay, so pile number 2, I really hope you enjoyed your messages. I really enjoyed doing this reading for you guys. I would love if you subscribe to the channel, as well as like and comment on the video to support. We are quite small at the moment, but I know that we are only going up. So join us now at the beginnings and stick around for the whole journey. But if anything, please subscribe so you don't miss the next video about the remainder of 2024 for you. Have an amazing day, and I will see you in your next reading. Hey pile 3, if you chose the koala crystal and the King of Swords, then you're in the right place for your messages on your first half of 2024, or whatever year you're watching this currently. We want to look at what has gone down so far. Let's break it all down with some oracle cards to start as an energy check. So use these to determine if this is what you've been feeling these first 6 months of the year, or what you're feeling currently as we are moving into the second half of the year. So your first card, we have Nightmare, Psychic Protection, Shield, Bad Dreams. Let's see if there's any other messages in this deck. Anything else here for pile 3? Wow, and we have Rebellion, which came out for pile 2 if you were drawn there. Let's pull from another oracle deck. Energies for the first half of the year for pile 3. What are they feeling currently? Focus, that's great, awesome. As well as direction, beautiful things going together. Authenticity, and I need to pull, I might as well. This is crazy. Heart chakra and hero, victory. Rebellion, victory and rebellion. Protection as a hero, being the hero of your own story, as something that was destined to be with this psychic protection shield. This first half of the year, I feel you have been very, very focused, getting clear on a specific direction. Like, you could have been waiting for other things to fall into place before you could move forward, or you were waiting to feel more like yourself. I think is a message here for some of you, to feel more healed in your heart, to feel more confident as well. Like, generally, if you're coming out of the winter season in the first half of the year, or you're in it, I think this could really be some of those energies of regaining yourself if you feel like you lost a little bit of that in the first bit of the year or the ending of last year. You're coming back to yourself, and yes, the heart space is being healed, as well as your honor is being restored. You're able to look back on what you did even in the opposition of not feeling called to be doing things. I feel like you're looking back and seeing that you were your own hero, because a lot of what you pulled through to accomplish in this time where you weren't feeling as great is now really coming through with the direction that you were headed, and is allowing you to focus on other aspects, because I feel like you did get something out of the way in this time where maybe you weren't just feeling as inspired. You were doing something practical that is a starting point for what the direction you are clear on now. And your authenticity is coming back, that it's all coming together in this divine timing so that you are showing up ready, fully yourself to tackle this with the psychic protection, with the shield, with the bad dreams, removing all of that. You're getting past that. Tougher energy in 2024 for you guys, pile 3, it sounds like. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot. I want to know more about what this is going on for pile 3. What has been happening in their first half of 2024? We have the 8 of Wands. Psychic downloads coming in. I think 7 of Swords. You're getting these messages that you don't know where they're from. These calls, these callings, these downloads. I wanted to say from the very beginning that you guys must be the psychic pile because of this card with... Yes, I think all of these things were happening, perhaps incoming thoughts that were harder to tackle. I think it was all supposed to happen. So again, that you can be essentially spit out on the other side, ready to go, ready to, because you've dealt with all of that. It was like they threw all of this harder stuff at you to get through before you can really move. It's like that heavy paperwork you had to complete, or the training, and now you can really, really go. See what else. Pile 3, the sun, and where you are going is very bright and optimistic and a very nice place, an authentic place, with authenticity coming back to what brings you joy naturally from your inner child, being authentic in that way and pleasing a lot of people, I think, through your authenticity, reaching a lot of all this rainbow with the heart and the rainbow on the horse, childlike energy. I think you are, your authenticity is, you could be directly working with children with like hero, like you're their hero, you're a teacher, you're firefighter, like a typical child's hero, or literally you are caring for children and helping shape them as they grow and evolve and caring for them. Page of Wands, and it works so well because you have that childlike energy right alongside them with the skateboard, like, and this whole situation of feeling pretty down, feeling gloom, feeling melancholy, I think was really diminishing your shine, and that was hard for you to deal with this year. But the Justice card, things are coming into balance and things are coming out on the other side the right way up. You are returning to who you should be, to your destiny, to your purpose, to be happy and to uplift others through your happiness. And we have the 5 of Swords as well as the Empress. So far, this energy of 2024 with you being kind of put on pause with something, feeling like there is progression all around you except within you, with the 5 of Swords coming out, feeling like you're kind of in a holding pattern. And you really, really, again, with like divine timing, you needed to, the impact you made or you are going to be making when you show up in a space feeling healed from the heart space is going to be how it should be. Like, that is an essential key of what you are going to make an impact on. Being something that's impactful and something that's heroic and admirable is the energy that you bring to it. And you're able to really run with it now in the second half of 2024 because you've come out of a gloom, you've come out of a cloud into your authenticity. You are supported from a spiritual sense. You could be psychic, and you are now quite clear on your path and intention. You could have even had a vision of what you're supposed to do in your dreams and stuff like that. Let's see. I want this one. Wow, the Death card with dreams. This feels like going into your dreams, going into the dreamscape and what happens there. And the fact that you are going into that space, but you do come out changed. And I feel like either you were struggling a lot to conceptualize these ideas that were coming up in dreams or in visions or in downloads. Either you were struggling to grasp them enough to bring them back, or along the journey bringing them back, bringing them into daily practice, these wisdoms that come through to you, things get a little bit lost in translation or a little bit fuzzy. And so this leading in, I'm jumping ahead, but leading into the second half of 2024, I think right now you are transitioning to where your ability to utilize your psychic things going on is really, really strengthening and growing a lot soon here with, yes, the Ace of Pentacles and opening up a new gateway for you to follow new opportunities, so many new opportunities coming through with being authentic in the wisdoms you have as well, with the message of authenticity, being authentic in the fact that you do your reasoning behind things is sometimes because it's what you thought of, it's what you felt, and so you do it, and that's fine. But it is a whole thing to the devil, a whole thing to, it is not something you take lightly to connect with someone. If you're going to let someone, you're the Empress, you're going to be very, very precise with who you are letting into your heart space, which is opening now. And so who is allowed in there is something very important to you to distinguish and have pretty hard set boundaries on, as well as we are halfway through the year. Wow. Okay, so let's move along. We're going to pick up a few more energies for pile 3, their first half of 2024. Can we get some of these cards to describe more of their energy now, more of the strong traits and energies present in this midway point? Health. Very good. Quarrel. Revenge. And let's see, we have decision. So midway through, I think health is doing good, again, with you kind of coming out of a slump, coming out of a winter slump, mentally, emotionally, physically even. Things are healing for you in this midway point of the year. Quarrel, revenge, and decision. Are you butting heads with some people because of these views you are adopting and maybe becoming more vocal about? Or are people kind of up in arms about the fact that people are looking up to you, and this is some point of contention between you and someone else who is kind of a rival almost? Revenge. And someone is I don't want to say someone is plotting revenge. I don't think that's what it is with decision. There is a decision to either fight for this or to escape swiftly through this little loophole. A decision to be made about how to handle it, and part of your death and rebirth process is that you are going to be taking the high road in these situations, because you don't need anyone else to confirm what it is you think and feel anymore at this point, because something is shifting in how, I want to say, you believe it too. these feelings you get, these psychic downloads, dreams, all of this inspiration that comes to you seemingly out of nowhere. Accepting that this is true for you, accepting and seeing it as a resource, because I mean, that is powerful. It's practically a superpower with the hero. Like, it really truly is. And I think you are really, really coming into that, and you're not letting anyone potentially compromise that or put a stain on this beautiful heart space that you have opened. You're being quite picky about who you are allowing into that. Okay. What else have we not really covered with these cards? For what else has been going on in 2024? Can we think about what are some of these messages and confirmations that pile 3 is getting? Can we get more information about what is going on with their psychic things and how they're doing there? Wow, the 9 of Cups. And it's something that you are recognizing in yourself too, and you're loving it. I think you're really finding a lot of vitality and enjoyment in all of the support coming in through for you now with the Tower. It's a pivotal moment of realizing this. The Magician, of realizing all the support. You are the Magician. You're getting messages out of nowhere, so I think that means you can also manifest all of your desires out of nowhere as well. Wow. Justice, double message. Things are really, really coming to alignment for you in this time. After really struggling with this, or just going through a normal, like, seasonal rough patch, things are turning for the better. Absolutely. With the 6 of Wands in the month of June, this month, things are turning around for you. I think this is coming very quickly, and the recognition, this whole idea of victory, we have the wreath repeated across these 2 cards. The idea of victory, of being seen as a hero. You are very important in people's eyes. And I notice how both of these cards, they are walking away and they are not facing us. And I think this is to say that you are pretty humble with it too. You're not, yes, that's it. You're humble with it. You don't need to be turning around facing us. If there are people there to view you, receive you, accept you, praise you, then it will happen, but you aren't going to, like, seek it out. The world, because the world is coming for you. Everything is coming for you. And you don't need to seek it out. Or you can travel. The world is yours. Wow. Okay, let's see what else do we need to uncover today. Yeah, that feels like the messages for pile 3. And the final messages we're going to pull out today are going to be a card representing a little sneak peek at your second half of the year. So make sure that you subscribe or notify yourself to the channel so that you don't miss the next video I post, which will be on Wednesday if you're watching this when it gets put up. But that video is going to be getting into all the details of the rest of 2024 for you. So make sure you subscribe, stay tuned for that. With that being said, let's get the little sneak peek for today, for the rest of your 2024. Raindrops with take a chance on them. Someone special coming in. It could be any kind of relationship, but someone new, a new character that is exciting. That's essentially what the message is. A new person coming in and taking a chance on what they can bring into your life, or what you guys can do together. Yeah, that is a little prediction for you guys. How cute. Okay, your final card is going to be a little advice, guidance, encouragement from your spirit guides for everything that you have been through in the first half of the year and moving forward to finish out the second half. Your message, guidance. You are divinely guided. And what were we speaking on this whole reading? We were speaking on divine timing, divine guidance, things, you showing up in the way that will bring you the most success at the right time. everything is guided. You are divinely guided to the world, and this is a reason to relax and to celebrate where you have come so far, because it is a place of great fulfillment. Just in these realizations, just in the acceptance and honing your powers of being spiritual, being psychic, allow yourself to just be guided through that as well. It is all a support system, all working together. So allow yourself to have some support, or to have someone else physically on earth come through to be a guide for you as well. Wow, pile 3, these messages were amazing today. I love doing this reading for you guys. If you enjoyed the messages, please subscribe to the channel, as well as like and comment on the video. With all of that being said, pile 3, I hope you have an amazing day. I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your year of 2024, and I will see you in your next reading.